Hello everyone, my name is Mara, and today's case is about Michael Dillard, who was 15 years old when he went missing from Kelvin, West Virginia in January of 2018. And just a quick reminder before I get started that I always try to do the best research and get the most accurate information I can for every single case that I cover. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into today's case. Michael Allen Dillard was born on December 13th of 2002. Michael was adopted when he was 4 years old. He was said to be very close with his older sister Brittany, and his family says that he is sweet, funny, loving, and a silly kid with a bright future. Michael was attending Nicholas County High School. Michael suffered with severe depression. It got so severe that he had spent almost a year in a hospital that helped children and adolescents with their mental health. And Michael's sister Brittany said as he became a teenager, this is when she really noticed his behavior began to change. And in February of 2017, he was struggling so much with his mental health that he ended up writing a note. And as soon as his mom discovered it, she reached out for professional help. The counselor suggested that they go to the emergency room, which led Michael to stay in the hospital for a few days. And when Michael was discharged and able to come home, he was unfortunately still not feeling any better because he did end up harming himself. He was then transferred to a long-term residential program. This program was supposed to help teenagers that were struggling with their mental health. He stayed there until December 19th of 2017. And a few days later, after him arriving home on December 22nd of 2017 is when winter break started for his school. And because it was winter, it began to snow a bunch, and unfortunately they were snowed in. So Brittany said that Michael seemed very bored at this time, which, as we can all imagine, does not help your mental health when you're stuck inside and it's snowy and cloudy. It just gives you that much more time to sit there and overthink things. But Michael was looking forward to school reopening on January 2nd of 2018. But because the bad weather conditions continued and there was also an issue with the heating at the school, they did not end up opening back up until January 9th of 2018. But his family did say despite his previous mental health struggles, it did seem as though he was doing a better job of managing his mental health. And when his sister seen him on January 10th of 2018, Michael was in a really great mood. He even said that he was having one of the best days of his life. But on January 12th, 2 days later, when Michael and his mom went to see Brittany, she said that he seemed off and that he didn't have much to say. After visiting his sister, they went home, and Michael was helping his mom unload wood stove pellets from her vehicle when a minor disagreement began between Michael and his mom. This started because Michael was trying to carry two 40-pound bags of wood stove pellets at one time, which his mom asked him not to do because she did not want him to get hurt, but he continued to try to carry the two bags. So she then again said to Michael that she did not want him to get hurt and that she would rather have him just carry one at a time. This is when Michael dropped the bags right where they were and said, "I am not going to listen to you." He then ran off into the woods behind their house. This happened around 5 p.m., and his mom decided to continue to unload the pellets and that she would go check on him in a little bit when he had some time to cool off. Once she was done, she went to go look for Michael and was not able to find him. She then went ahead and reached out to family, and they had no idea where he was either. This is when the search began for Michael. So he did run off into a heavily wooded area, and he only had $2 on him. He left his glasses and his phone at home. He was wearing jeans, black and red socks with the character Deadpool on them. He was wearing red shoes and had a distinctive 3-inch silver cross necklace on a chain resembling a dog tag. Also, without his glasses, his vision would be severely impaired. And even though law enforcement and family began a search for him immediately, he was not located. During this evening, a rainstorm rapidly intensified into a winter storm, leading to heavy snowfall and poor visibility. The conditions outside were extremely cold and wet, which posed a serious risk to anyone exposed to the elements. The next morning, they continued to search. They had dogs, they had search crews, and even helicopters, but Michael still remained missing. Around a week and a half after his disappearance, Michael's orange jacket was found around 300 yards from his home by his dog. This area had already been searched, and it is described as a junkyard with abandoned cars, and this was actually in a different direction than where the search dogs had initially went. After his jacket was found, his family decided to search in all of these cars, thinking that maybe he had took shelter in one of them, but unfortunately he still was not found. Experienced the onset of hypothermia, which may have made him take off his jacket. This is called paradoxical undressing, because as hypothermia progresses, victims can experience a sudden sensation of overheating. This leads them to remove their clothes, further exposing them to the cold and accelerating the hypothermic process. There is also terminal burrowing behavior, or simply burrowing. This is a primal instinct observed in humans and animals, where the individuals seek out a confined, enclosed space, similar to how an animal might burrow into a hole when it's dying. This behavior is thought to be a last-moment survival mechanism at an attempt to conserve remaining body heat. This behavior is often observed in hypothermia victims. So if he was suffering from hypothermia, he may have experienced this burrowing behavior. It could have led him to seek shelter in a secluded or hidden area, which would make it much more difficult for search teams to locate where he was. They did search Michael's phone, but they did not find any suspicious behavior that might suggest that he was going to run away or possibly even take his own life. Brittany describes him as very impulsive. She highly doubts that he would plan to run away or stash a bag out in the woods. She did say, though, it was possible that maybe he impulsively hitched a ride with a random stranger. She also said that it's possible that he walked to this area that's about a mile away from their home. That is commonly used by trucks as a waiting point to industrial sites. And the spot where his jacket was found could show that he possibly did make his way to this makeshift truck stop. So they did purposely place missing signs at this area, but unfortunately still no one has stepped forward with any type of information. Authorities also did interview some of Michael's classmates, and they did notice odd behavior on the day that he went missing, such as he was seen pouring a bottle of water on his backpack for no apparent reason. Michael also mentioned going to see his dad, even though his biological dad had passed away years before. His backpack was also found at the school, but it still offered no clues. They hoped by spring that maybe they would be able to find some more evidence as the snow started to melt, but nothing else has ever been found. There was a lot of possible sightings of Michael, but none of these have ever been confirmed. But his family continues to search for him. They wonder if he fell victim to the harsh elements, or was he picked up by a car that was driving by? Did Michael maybe plan his disappearance? If you know what happened to Michael, please reach out to the authorities. There is a $3,000 reward being offered for information leading to his safe return. I want to hear your opinion. What do you think happened to Michael? But thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you'll comment, subscribe, and I will see you all next time. Bye.